All right, everyone. So it's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out. I'm feeling tired. But before I go out, I got a pregame. And the only way I pregame is with an ice cold Budlight. So good. Happy Friday.
What is going on, everybody? Wired here, and I am finally back after my 3-day hiatus. I had to go up to New England for a wedding for my cousin. The bride was radiant, the music was bumping, there was a lot of good food, and there was an open bar. But even with a family of, drinkers, mainly Italians and stuff like that, people would like to get a little bit slosh. I gotta say, the odd thing to me was that there was not a whole lot of Bud Light. In fact, I didn't see any Bud Light, even though I know they had it at the venue, because I specifically did ask, hey, you guys stocking Bud Light? They said yes. And I said, well, okay, thank you. That's all I really want to know. But I did not see anybody drinking it. And, with good reason. This boycott has gone beyond the internet. It's gone beyond conservative talking points. It has now invaded pretty much every space of mainstream. Everybody's aware of it. People are not happy about it, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. And then you have weirdos on TikTok, like the video I just played for you, promoting this type of stuff kind of unofficially, which is not going to do the brand of Bud Light any favors. And they're still trying to recover their tarnished, broken image after the whole Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. But as we can see in this article here, and this is a little late, I apologize, because, like I said, I had to go up for a wedding and all that. I didn't want to take all my gear with me. Wanted to see my family. It says, Bud Light sales continue to plunge with 24% drop in latest week since Dylan Mulvaney disaster. Bud Light suffered its 5th straight week of worsening sales drop since the Dylan Mulvaney controversy began, stoking doubts about whether the mega brand can recover as the crucial summer beer drinking season begins. Well, I'm going to say a resounding no. In all honesty, people who, I have a lot of older relatives, people who are not chronically online like I am, who are pretty much aware of this and are boycotting the brand. And like I said, they were offering it at an open bar. People were getting other things. They were not interested in drinking this. Saw people drinking Yingling, some people drinking Coors, which, I wouldn't recommend that either. And, a lot of people just sticking with liquor. But Bud Light was not, really circulating around the party. In fact, I did not see it at all. One person was drinking it, but I'm not going to name names. Nationwide retail sales of Bud Light sales dropped 23.6% versus a year ago during the week ended May 6th, slightly worse than the 23.3% decline for the week ended April 29. So as we can see here, they are on a steady decline, and it's still descending. Sales of other Anheuser-Busch brands also continue to drop, albeit at a slower rate than the week before. Those included Budweiser, now down 9.7 versus an 11.4. All right, that's a jump up. Michelob Ultra down 2.9 versus 4.3. And Natural Light down 2.5% versus 5.2% the previous week. Well, that's a huge jump up. That's almost 50%. It's a shame they weren't down the other 50%, or that would be, a net positive. I guess it still is, but you know what I mean. This seems to be where the brand's weekly declines have started to settle, falling in that minus 20% range over the past few weeks. I wonder if this is going to be the floor. And I'm sure they're crossing their fingers hoping it will be. And probably as long as they keep quiet about it, it probably will start steadily going back up. Like I said, I don't think Bud Light is going to fail. Anheuser-Busch is going to fail. They're almost too big for that. But regardless, I say everyone keep the boycott up, but this has been a humongous hit for them. This is really a very successful boycott. And people should keep speaking with their wallets and saying, listen, we don't want this woke nonsense. We got to deal with it everywhere. Maybelline, Target, Adidas, Nike. Every time you turn around. Like I said, I had to explain to my daughter why there was a woman with a mustache on a YouTube video she was watching. Just threw it up there for her. People don't want this woke stuff inserted into everything. It's ridiculous. Meanwhile, rival brands competing against Bud Light, the number one beer in the U.S., generating revenue of $4.8 billion last year, are grabbing market share at a faster clip as Anheuser-Busch grapples with the fallout over its ill-fated tie-up with the trans influencer that happened April 1st, which is a great day for it too. April Fool's Day. They really stepped in that. Sales of Pabst Blue Ribbon were up 21.6% in week ended May 6th, slightly more than the 18.9% spike the previous week. See, people are switching to different brands. Miller High Life gained 10.4% in sales compared to an 8.3% bump over the same period time the previous week. Quote, I think the Bud Light drinker is waiting for a genuine and sincere apology from Anheuser-Busch and a crystal clear communications on exactly what happened and how important the Bud Light drinkers are to the company. Unquote, Williams said. And I think that's exactly true. We have not actually gotten a genuine apology from Bud Light, which I don't know how much that would actually help. They say never apologize, but in this case, I don't know what else they could do. They've tried to sidestep this. They've tried to come out and say the Mulvaney campaign was a one-off done thing, and it's not really indicative of the brand. However, they didn't do that until weeks later. I think it was like 3.5 weeks until they actually made a statement about it. They just tried to hope it was going to go away, and it hasn't gone away. And now they're saying they're going to spend three times as much money in marketing over the next quarter. But I think some people are going to be alienated from the brand forever. And some people will probably be alienated from the brand for quite a while. Yeah, I think you will eventually grow some people back. People do forget things with time, and people do forgive over time as well. You're like, maybe, But this is not going to be, some miracle comeback story like they hope. The best they can do is a really slow crawl up the hill to try to get back to where they were. But some question whether these and other promotions will be enough to reverse the extremely negative public sentiments towards Anheuser-Busch. It won't be. The company is running out of time to fix the problem as the summer selling season unofficially started last weekend, and Memorial Day is in 2 weeks. Well, now 1 week. Sorry, I'm a little late on this article. Last week, the company held a meeting at its U.S. headquarters in St. Louis with distributors to discuss its strategy for dealing with the backlash, the Post learned. Among the new initiatives planned is a temporary redesign of its Budweiser and Bud Light aluminum bottles, which is a very, it's a desperate marketing strategy to try to redesign the can, try to change the name. Sometimes you're under so much heat, you have to rebrand. And that's actually crazy that Bud Light, of all beers, is the ones considering such a harsh marketing strategy. But hey, they're between a rock and a hard place. Anheuser-Busch will produce bottles with a camouflage print, which I did a video on, to honor veterans, but it's really just pandering at this point, which I kind of find very distasteful for people who gave their lives for our country. Now they're going to be pandered to on a camo can so they can try to sell beer because they're just heavily tanking. Hey, if they did this in good faith, well, if they did it before the controversy, I would applaud them for it. But with the, with what's currently going on with the brand, it really just seems like a desperation attempt to save themselves and not actually honor, veterans and fallen soldiers and stuff like that. The redesign is part of Anheuser-Busch's efforts to invest heavily in the brand this spring and summer, as the Post reported. The company kicked off the blitz during the NFL draft at the end of April. At some New York grocery stores this weekend, the company offered customers a free t-shirt with the logo Ultra Mom for anyone who bought Michelob Ultra products. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to get everybody back. This is just like the whole rebate thing they did too. Where, we will give you pretty much a free case of beer if you just mail this back in. It's like, and we're in a recession right now in America, and I just don't think people are that interested in it. Also, important to note here, the LGBTQ plus community has also denounced Anheuser-Busch for backing away from the promotion and now not defending its decision to align with Mulvaney. And Anheuser-Busch placed 2 marketing executives, Alicia Heinerstein, Vice President of Marketing, and her boss, Daniel Blake, on leave last month. Earlier this month, the top executive of Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, Michael Dugaris, disavowed the Mulvaney tie-up, and now everyone's pissed off. Like I said, they're trying desperately to save their brand, but we shall see. I don't think that it's not going to go away in a snap. That's for sure. I know they're hoping it does, but like I said, I got first-hand field experience now. I went to a wedding, open bar. They were serving Bud Light. I think the entire night we were there, probably about 4 or 5 hours, after the reception. I saw one person drinking one. And also, I saw them get, heckled by a couple people for it. Not severely, but people were like, you're drinking Bud Light, huh? There's a negative stigma around it now. But, not everybody is, so tied up in the news and they know what's going on. I completely understand that too. So no harm on there. But anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. It's great to be back. And I'm so happy for all my listeners. And I'm going to be hammering out videos today. So keep coming back. All right, that's all I got for right now. Catch you in the next one. Later.